Hey everyone, this is Felicia with The Book is Done. I am coming on. I feel like it's books that I have discussed already for the month of April. Trying to do better and not waiting until the end of the month. But I did want. I'm trying to talk about books that I finished, like as soon as I finish it. But one book that I did finish just now is The Hollow by Kiersten Modglin. Y'all know I'm a huge fan of Kiersten Modglin. I'm just waiting for her to release her next book. I have three that I am looking at right now: The Family Secret, um, Hemlock, and it's another one that I haven't read. I have to get my nerves right for those books because I think like The Family Secret is going to be good. Hemlock is a little thick, just like this one. And these are like one of her thicker books. But in all things, um, still a diehard K-Mod fan. This book was pretty good. I'm not gonna say that it was just like a jaw dropper, just like the arrangement. I have four K-Mod books. The Amendment, which is the second of the series, and then The Atonement, I think is the third book. I don't have that one, but I had to get my mind right to start the second one, The Amendment, because the arrangement blew my socks off. Like, that's one of the best books I've read by her. Um, the Hollow was really good. I feel as though not even the older I get, the more books that I read, and more books are starting to be like categorized with rom-com and mystery romance and all of that. I just wanted to be a straight thriller book, a straight mystery thriller book, or just a mystery book. Like, I get if somebody likes some folks, um, within the book, I don't need to know your romantic stuff in the book. It just, I don't know, it just kind of takes it away. So that's what kind of dimmed it down for me, but I understand it though. So, long story short, this is a story about how a mom and a daughter that just lost the patriarch of the family. The story starts out, I think she's 13, 12 or 13, and Carmen and her mom, Elena, I believe, um, they her dad had just died, the husband had just died, and so they were pretty much packing up their house and relocating to a campground in like rural North Carolina. And I mean, naturally, daughter is upset. She's, I guess, going into high school, um, but she's just upset and moving. They're moving out of their home, things of that nature. So they moved to this camp, and on the campground, I forgot what it's called. It's called Hunter's Hollow, and hence the story, the title of the book, The Hollow. And it is Jill and Sam, which are a couple, and they have two boys, Dean and Jack. Dean is 2 years older. Jack is the same age as Carmen. So they, Elena and Carmen move on site, and Jack is like instantly in love with her. Dean just like, you're a girl, like total butt head teenage stuff. So um, it goes back and forth between the past and the present. So the present, Carmen lives in Atlanta. She's an artist, and so she decides to come to the summer for about 2 or 3 months, to help out around the campgrounds. And by this time, she's like 32. Um, excuse me, like she all the way grown. They all the way grown. And so they go back to the campground just to help out, just to try and clear up the reputation, because it was a young woman who had been killed and or murdered on the campground. And so they were just trying to, create a better image, still a nice family area, just a nice little vacay to get away from, to spend time in nature. So the story goes back and forth between the dynamics between Carmen, Jack, and Dean. So I guess you could say ultimately it ended up kind of being like a love triangle, but not really. Like, Jack is like absolutely smitten with Carmen, but he's like too scared to tell her. Carmen is just, she likes both of them. She was infatuated with Jack, but Jack didn't know what he wanted. Dean was always like a butthole to her because he was 2 years older than both of them. And so, long story short, Dean ended up like falling for her. And so it was kind of cute as to how that came. So I would say the majority of the book was really talking about the relationship between the three of them at different times. So it starts when they say present day when she's like 30. In the past, it goes back to like when she was 13. And then it literally goes 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. 17 and 18, I think, were together like in the same chapter. And that's when she had left off, Carmen had left off for college. But it shows the dynamics back and forth. It's more so, it's not to say the book is a love story because there is mystery in there because somebody did get killed. And in the end, it does tell you who the murderer, if you will, was. Um, but I would say like 90%, no, I'll say 80%. 80% of the book was more so about like the love story. It didn't go into like the specifics of the romance, but I mean, I don't know. My socks weren't blown off. Like I looked at my socks, but they weren't just like, they weren't even moved. But I mean, excuse me, it was a good Kmart book. Like I'm looking at The Family Secret, trying not to jump into it. Because I have to play catch up on all of Kmart's books. I think this is like the 15th book that I've read of hers. And so The Hollow really wasn't my favorite, but at the same point in time, I'm still a fan. Not going to go anywhere. But two books that I am going to get started tonight and try not to. I bought like 5 books earlier today, and then I got gifted 3. Um, it's crazy, but I have to start reading some of my books down. So, 2 of the books that I'm going to start tonight, or at least one, is called This Time Tomorrow by Emma Straub, Straub. I haven't read any of hers yet, but it sounds really good. And then Good Bad Girl by Alice Feeney. She is one of my favorites. She has another new book that's coming out, I believe, later this year. I forgot the name of it. Something with a neighbor. I forgot. In all things, I'm getting it. So, super excited to get started with 2 of those books. I'm rapidly realizing more and more that I am a mood reader, and it's like I have all of this greatness around me, and it literally took me like 15 minutes to get to these 2 books to decide. Like, I don't know what's going on, but in all things, I hope that you all have a good evening. I hope that you are spending a day at least reading some of a book that you would like to enjoy. If you do like Star Wars, may the 4th be with you. I just say that because it's hilarious. I'm an NSYNC girl, so I mean, my meme was it's going to be May. But if you like Star Wars, I hope that you enjoyed the day. If not, I hope that you enjoyed the day all the same. But pretty soon I will be coming back to talk about 2 other books. I did DNF a book earlier. It's called What Have You Done by Michael Freeman, I believe. Maybe I just wasn't in the mood or just with the family drama. I'm not sure, but yeah, I DNF'd it. So I know he has other bodies of work out there that I heard are really good, but this just wasn't for me. But I hope that y'all have a good evening. This is Felicia with The Book Is Done, and I'm out. Good night.